I'd like to welcome you once more to thank God for 30 years of His faithfulness to us, 30 years of His love, 30 years of His mercy, 30 years of His presence, His guidance, His provision and protection to us in Copen. And we are very glad. We chose that part of the event, it will be to chronicle about 30 lessons out of the hundreds of lessons the Lord taught us in our interaction with Him and His counsel and with His people and His creation. We have dealt with 16 of them, and we are now going to the 17th lesson that the Lord taught us. And this happened in 2002. Then we have just finished packing in 2001 into our office in Ebano. God used us through the instrumentality of the Enugu State government to develop Ebano housing estate. And we have just moved into our office. Business was not moving on, and we didn't have much to do, but we were just planning, what are we going to do next? Inside my heart, I have prayed, because I was given the opportunity in 2000 to be able to do the consultancy and then do the execution of the urban housing estate. There were other contractors who performed other functions, did other houses, and I was saying, God, I wish you can give me an opportunity to be able to do more. Then one single day, a man who was then the executive director of Federal Housing Authority, Mr. Atheng, came to Enugu to see me, and I was walking from my office to go and see the man where he was eating at a restaurant called Vineyard Restaurant that was opposite Ebano. And as I was walking in front of Sunshine Restaurant, which is near the office, I heard clearly in the inner man, there's a new line of business that I want you to enter into. It is real estate development. I paused, but I noted it in my heart. And I came back after meeting Mr. Acting and told my colleagues that the Lord has spoken something to me, that there's a new line of business that He wants us to enter into, real estate development. We should note it down. And I did. Fast forward a month after, Mr. Johnny Okoye, who was then working with Zenith Bank, brought an advert by Federal Ministry of Housing and in conjunction with Federal Mortgage Bank, asking that those who are interested in becoming developers should come to Abuja for a meeting at the Old Chelsea Hotel in Abuja. He brought the newspaper cutting. He didn't bring the full newspaper, but the newspaper cutting. That was how God used Johnny to bring me to notice that this gathering, as a follow-up to the ministration from God, there's a gathering of those who want to become real estate developers. And since God has spoken to me that He wants me to go into real estate development, I had to take that trip to Abuja in 2002 and be part of the first meeting, the inaugural meeting of real estate developers in Nigeria. And there was where we elected Alhaji Dr. Lateef Jakonde to be our chairman and Chief Guy Okechukwu to be our national secretary and other officers of RIDAN. It is interesting for me to always recapture this lesson, that he was the one that led us into real estate. He said, there's a new line of business I want you to get into. And he ensured that he used his son, Mr. Johnny Okoye, to be able to forward that document to me, to make it to be part of the first set of developers that were recognized by the Federal Ministry of Housing and the Federal Mortgage Bank. I want to ask you, what are some of the things you believe that God has told you? As you pray to Him, as He did for us, He will not only reveal it to you, but known to Him are all the people, all the divine instruments, all the divine connectors, and all the divine helpers that He will use to bring it to pass. So that in the midst of your prayers, like I was praying in 2001 and 2002, I will continue with contract, how I wish I can go to the next level. God will take you to the next level. Insofar as you are committed to Him, committed to His using you as a solution carrier and not using God and using God's people to make out your own end. And I want to thank all those instruments that God used I want to thank God, Johnny Okoye. I want to thank other people that God used to make it possible, so that when people hear of us attaining to the height of ending up being the national president of real estate developers, a member of the board of trustees, and all this is how it started. We didn't want to go into real estate. We were told to go into real estate by him who owns our life and who owns our business. And our prayer for you today, as you listen to 30 years of God's faithfulness, that same God will meet you at your point of need. He that knows the end of a matter from the beginning, may he direct all our steps. Even today, we need him to direct our steps for the next steps to take. Our life, the resources is not his own. Psalm 24 affirms clearly that the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, and all that dwell therein. He knows the interplay of where he wants each of us to be. 2026, 2027, 2030 is already before him. May he continue to guide us so that both our steps and our stops will be ordered of the Lord. God bless you and thank you for listening to us.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.